Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charmaine, and today I thought we would just sit here and do like a really chill and laid back get ready with me. I'm not actually going out right now, but later in the evening, we're not supposed to go out at all. I don't even really want to go out, but later in the evening I think we will be heading down to Orchard because I need to go and pick up my glasses, my newly made pair of new specs. So as much as I'm not excited about going out at all, I'm excited about getting my new glasses. So yep, I'll insert a picture right here of how my glasses look like when I get it. I guess I'll just get started. Okay, I have my curling iron over here and I just kind of want to put some curls into my hair, so let's just chat while we do that. I wanted to do like a very chill and relaxed video because everyone's pretty sick and tired of everything happening in the world right now. It was actually in my plans to like do a empties video, like to show you some of the stuff that I emptied, but then I was looking at the stuff that I emptied. I don't really have a lot of exciting things to share right now, so thought I should probably just create something that's more useful, relevant than just an empties video where there's nothing very exciting to share. And honestly, depending on the month, I get hit by PMS really hard. So this month, this couple of days in particular, I think mental health wise I'm actually really affected by the hormones that's just doing its thing inside my body. So yesterday I was supposed to film for today's video, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because I was in such a mood. I was like about a couple of pushes away from a full-blown anxiety attack. And yeah, I mean mental health wise I do have like, I'm not diagnosed or anything, so I don't want to like just outright say that I'm clinically proven to be anxious or anything, but I feel like the feelings that I feel can be categorized in other ways. So I guess I've always attributed that to anxiety, and I've had a couple of anxiety attacks that has been quite intense in my life. So yeah, I was close to one yesterday, so I chose not to film and just instead took like 10 modules of this free fundamentals of digital marketing course that Google offers, because I thought I should probably learn some additional skills since I'll be working in the digital realm, and my major, which is English literature, is not going to bring me much anywhere. My training in the literary world isn't exactly what you would call practical and useful, so self-improvement, guys. Well, doing the course didn't make me feel better. It made me feel like I didn't put the day to waste, which was actually really nice for me to feel, because when I don't do things accordingly to what I initially planned to do, so like following my schedule, I do have the tendency to feel a little like defeated and useless. But because I've been quite productive all day just learning new things, I didn't end up feeling that way. And actually I started feeling a lot better once I put my mind elsewhere and started cooking for myself. So I cooked both lunch and dinner for myself. I really like soup stuff, so for both lunch and dinner I did some soupy noodle dishes for myself using pretty much the same ingredients actually, because well, I was just eating alone and I just didn't want to open too many packets of vegetables and stuff. And so for my lunch, which is the meal that made me feel a lot better about myself and which lifted my mood in a sense, I made like a curry based soup pasta with spaghetti, I think, or was it angel hair, I'm not sure. And the ingredients involved garlic and some chili, carrots, bok choy, and some bacon to like just season and give some protein. I think that's about it. I just kind of cooked everything together and it turned out really, really yummy. I'm actually in the process of trying to figure out the best way to cook like a curry and garlic based soup pasta sort of situation. It's like I get really experimental in the kitchen. I'm not really one who follows like recipes and stuff, and I know that that's usually like the surefire way to wasting food I guess, like to making quite horrendous food. But I think I've had quite good luck so far. Like I cook pretty yummy things. But yeah, I do really enjoy like just going full experimental in the kitchen, and it brings me a lot of joy just kind of using my brain in a different way, trying to imagine how ingredients work together and stuff. And then for dinner, I created like I kind of use like pre-packaged ramen soup base and ramen noodles to create some Japanese ramen that I subsequently added some mala sauce that I got from Japan into, just to add some kick to the soup base. I also added the same bok choy and carrots, then I put some like sausages inside just to give myself some meats to eat. And I got really full afterwards. I was actually quite bloated, but it was really yummy. So like just cooking for myself, it really distracts me, and having my brain kick into a different gear, I think it really helps my mental health situation. PMS is really hard on me, and PMS with mental health is pretty bad. I don't know how the whole coronavirus thing is making everyone feel, but for me, I feel like being cautious, I don't know, like there's a lot of like layers, and I haven't really explored fully how I felt or how I am feeling about it. I recently discovered that I might be like an empath, so all the hysteria that everyone's feeling really gets to me, indirectly or directly, particularly because like my parents get quite nervous about it as well. And I also do worry quite a bit because like I have like an elderly grandmother who I interact with quite often, and I have a couple of like family members who are a little bit weaker in their immune system, so I know that people like that are more susceptible to fatality if you get the virus. So I worry myself, and then when hysteria is added into the equation, it really makes me feel really, really anxious and borderline like unable to function. I don't really think that I am really very informed about the COVID situation, but at the same time I am doing that consciously because I don't really want to know much, because the more I know, the more I freak out. While I understand that knowledge is power, and sometimes knowing more about the situation might help with the whole uncertainty thing, I think for this case I'd rather be vigilant with my personal hygiene and staying really far away from the outdoors whenever I can, wearing a mask when I have to go out, and you know, do all those like good practices and stuff. Other than that, I don't really want to know much about what's happening, except for like the most important of news, like how bad Singapore's being affected and stuff like that. Like things that might affect me and my family, I might find out in brief, but that's about it. I don't really want to know, and I think that's okay as long as you're not full ostrich about the situation. I am being half an ostrich about the situation, but I think that's about as much as I can handle mentally. If not, I think I'll just cease functioning. I actually feel really blessed in a sense, or grateful to myself for insisting that I continue in this line of work on YouTube and Instagram, which allows me to be at home almost all the time. And by being at home all the time, I don't have like an obligation to go out to work or school or anything, so I think I'm really quite lucky in that sense, and perhaps my lucky star gave me a sign somewhere, which I'm very thankful for. Being at home used to make me feel really jittery and like upset and cooped up, but in recent years I've been a lot more okay with hermiting up at home and just doing things at home. So I guess being at home and staying home doesn't really faze me as much, doesn't disrupt my life as much as most people, which I am again really thankful for, and it doesn't affect me mentally as much as well. As long as I get my daily dose of sunlight from my window, I'm okay. That's that on my mental health, I guess. I really wanted to just turn on the camera and just have a chat, talk about things that I'm feeling, that I'm going through, and perhaps like in me talking about these things, some of you might be might take away some things from it. I'm not sure, because like I'm not sure what you will take away from like me talking about random things in my own life, but if it does help you, I'll be very happy. I don't know, but it's like sharing is caring, right? Okay, so makeup wise, my plan is to create like a really nice and youthful, healthy, glowy look that's not too overdone. Sam actually gave me this idea, my boyfriend, my wonderful boyfriend. He gave me this idea to like, why not do a makeup look that is like, that represents the pink of health in these turbulent times. And I'm like, okay, sure, that sounds good. It sounds fun and easy, and it taps into a different part of yourself. Like, it taps into the feel-good part of yourself, I find. Like, if you do makeup that makes you look good, you kind of feel better in the end as well. So as I've grown older and older, I think I've become more and more of a fan of like this sort of makeup, just shaking out my hair a little bit. Since I'm going out today, I thought I might just go ahead and go to Watson's to get like a box dye or something to do something about this hair, because I'm not really very happy with this root situation. But I don't want to go get my hair dyed professionally right now, because I kind of want to try out box dyes. I have never tried box dyes before, but Lise has this line that's pretty nice and I'm really interested, and I kind of want to try it, so okay, anyways, I'm just gonna jump straight into makeup. So while I chat and do my makeup, I might forget to mention a couple of products here and there. So if that happens, just go down to the description box down below to check out what that product is, because I will be linking and writing it there. So I'm just gonna go in with this Atuzes Oil Box Stick, which is like a sort of pore filling and oil blocking primer sort of thing. I usually like to use this when I feel like my skin is a little too textured and freaking out a little bit. Ouch, this pimple is really painful. Yeah, just to kind of cover my base with a little bit of something to let it last a little bit longer. It's like a really thin layer over my skin. It's nothing much really, but I think it will help with like the T-zone especially. I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop foundation sticks, because I don't know, I just wanted to use like a stick foundation of sorts. This one is not really my favorite foundation ever. It's a very questionable formula. It actually has a really nice finish and it feels really nice on the skin. Just that the longevity itself is a little bit questionable, but other than that, I think it's okay. I do find that if I go in with a really small amount of product, this foundation really gives the skin a very nice and evened out sort of coverage without blocking out all of the skin's texture and the integrity of how skin looks, I guess. Still looks like skin. I'm going with some concealer. This is my Bond This Bay Sculpting Concealer. Using this all over. Just brighten up the skin. I have some good news. I started writing on my blog again. I just wrote my first blog post in 3 months. On Saturday. So close to a week ago. And that blog post is really personal. It's like 2,000 words long, so it's a little bit of a read, but if you've been suffering from self-doubt and a lack of creativity, a lull in your productivity, or any sorts of like, if you suffer from imposter syndrome, if you suffer from feeling like you're never good enough, or like you don't deserve to strive for better things and things like that, I think it might be worth a read. It's basically me talking about my experience, but I do share in that blog post how I've been really held back by my own mind. I talk about how I've been struggling really hard to deal with both feeling like I'm not good enough and also feeling like I'm really alone in this world, very disconnected, like no one cares. A lot of those human feelings that I realize that everyone feels from time to time. It's just a lot of me detailing my experiences, my thought processes, my troubles throughout the past 3 months of not being able to produce content on the blog, and also me dealing with like friendship loss. I didn't really go into detail because I kind of want to write a separate blog post about friendship and losing friends and things like that. But just me dealing with loneliness, I guess, and feeling like I'm not heard, feeling like I don't have anyone who shares like the same interests as me, and how I overcame that and how I overcame everything. Spoiler alert, it did involve me kind of breaking down and having a good cry before I sort of found the strength and the reasons and the way to sort of stand up again and try again and do better for myself, and I guess change my perspectives about things that are happening around me. I don't think it's a spiritual thing that I wrote, but it's a bit more of like a soul-searching, self-discovery sort of process. And it's really still like a journey and a process. I don't think that I'm fully out of the state, but I have found a way to at least overcome some of the inhibiting fears and begin doing what I need to do to be happy and fulfilled. So if you have been looking for something a bit deeper to read, or if you've been struggling with the same things yourself, may I suggest that you go ahead and read my blog post, which I will link down below for you to check out, and hopefully it might bring you some clarity to your own situation or show you that you're not alone. Everyone goes through the same thing. At least I do go through the same thing. I find that sometimes we just need to know, like really know that we're not alone in this, and that really helps, I think, most of the time. Okay, now for some eyeshadow. I've been liking going into my Smashbox Cover Shot Smoky Eye palette, which is a small little cute little palette that I've been enjoying quite a bit, and I like to just go into this matte brown over here and kind of just go all the way across my lids and blend it all out, like just a one shadow look. So over the past year, like sometime this time last year, which is like about March to about May, for 2 months I've been in the process of moving over from my shared bedroom with my little sister into this bedroom over here, and it involved like getting a new bed, a new table, getting a fresh coat of paint of my choice onto these walls and things like that. I initially wanted to create like a moving vlog sort of thing, but I think the footage that I had were quite bad, so I don't think that that vlog would ever happen. And I still think that 1 year later this room is still in progress, because I really do love my wall color, which if you can't see, it's like a emerald green color. Actually, if you see all my videos on my Instagram, you can see that my walls are like this dark emerald green, which I love, and I love that cozy feeling that this darker green shade gives me. The green color calms me. The darkness of the color feels like it's enveloping me in like a lush greenness in a sense, and it really calms me down, which I really appreciate, because the rest of my house is essentially white. While it is nice in a sense, I feel like the house is really way too white, and it often makes me feel like I'm living in an asylum. So I really enjoy like a nice little respite from all that whiteness in my own little world here, which I've really been enjoying. I was actually going for that boho vibe where it's more textiles and color and textures, plants, things like that. It's really hard trying to find things like that in my country, or rather I'm just not a really good like interior design shopper, I guess. Like I don't really find furniture and decor items as easily, maybe because I'm very picky, I'm not sure, but I've been trying very badly to create something like that, but it hasn't really worked out because my budget is honestly not that big, and right now I feel like I don't even really have a budget, so everything's on hold. I don't know, it's like a mess, but I feel like it's like a good content creating opportunity. I am thinking of starting like a new series where I can start documenting how I upgrade my room or decorate my room, making it more mine and stuff. But yeah, I've been loving this kind of like interior design sort of content, and I would love to do my own, but obviously I'm not the best at decorating and stuff. But there's a lot of things that I can see that I can do. Okay, this one eyeshadow look is done. It's really nice, like a blended haze of a brown color all over my eyes, and I really love it. And I'm just gonna go in some brown eyeliner on the top of my lash line to help define the eyes a little bit. If you hear chopping, my mom is making lunch. I would have done a no wing look, but I really do love myself a good wing. But yeah, I told you about my room because I think I just want to do like some content on it. Obviously, I can't really do much right now because doing this kind of content usually means that I have to venture outside to IKEA. We do say IKEA over here, so it's very weird saying IKEA, but IKEA. Various furniture stores here, and all that requires lots of planning and freedom, which we don't have the freedom to plan right now with the virus. We don't want to go anywhere. You're not supposed to, you're not encouraged to. I don't want to go out during this time, and that's really put a damper on quite a lot of my plans actually. I'm not very happy about that, but at the same time I understand. And I actually did want to go to IKEA, like IKEA like last week or something, but I kind of called it off because like the virus situation was getting so bad. I didn't want to go anywhere, didn't want to risk it, so that's that. I'm waiting for the day where I can venture outside again. Time to bronze my face a little. Looking a little pale at the moment. If you're still watching, what are you doing while you stay at home during these trying times? Do you work from home? Are you studying for finals? Or are you finding yourself at home with nothing much to do? Like perhaps you can't go back to work? What do you do when you find yourself unable to go out? Like I said in the start, I'm really not a stranger to just existing at home. I really do have a very busy schedule, even though I'm just home all the time because, well, I work from home. So when I'm not filming, I'm editing. When I'm not editing, I'm trying to blog, I guess, write, improve myself, clean my room, cry in bed. There's a lot of things that I do while I'm home, and I'm always home. I like to journal when I'm feeling stressed or when I'm feeling any sort of emotion. I think journaling is a really nice way to process these emotions. I'm a really big believer in like constant journaling, checking in with yourself and getting to know yourself a lot better. I think that really helps overall in your feelings, in your mental health. It's also a way more productive way of spending your time. I listen to a lot of podcasts while gaming on my phone or anywhere actually. Sometimes I game on my computer as well. And I'll just listen to podcasts. Like I'll queue a lot of podcasts that I want to listen to, and I'll just listen to it again and again and again and again. So recently, like this couple of days, I've been listening to Estee Lauder's podcasts. I haven't really listened to her podcast before, so I'm on a binge right now, and there's been a lot of nice guests and topics being brought up on her podcasts, and I've been really enjoying it. Currently, I'm listening to the interior design one, which she did with the duo from Pinta, and I also listened to her talk with Marcia Kilgore, the serial entrepreneur. I've listened to things from the founder of Nude Sticks, like the co-founder of Nude Sticks, Taylor Frankel, something like that, and all of them were so inspiring. Like they're all very inspiring people. I learned so much from these people, and I don't know, I just find that podcasts are a really, really good way to like balance between education and self-improvement as well as entertainment. I mean, I guess it depends on what sort of podcasts you listen to. I'm not really a fan of like crime podcasts, but I know a lot of people are into those. I'm more of like the entrepreneurship, careers, inspirational, motivational podcasts, and of course beauty podcasts. So I listen to a lot of like Breaking Beauty, Fat Mascara, Beauty Brains. What else do I listen to? I listen to Harry Mix It Up, and I forgot the girl's name, and her friend's podcast called Full Coverage, the Emma Gunn's show, Outspoken Beauty. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but they are usually all beauty based or like career based. For career based, I think Skimmed on the Couch is a really nice podcast. and Glossy Beauty podcast and Entreprenista. Those are very empowering and like inspirational podcasts for girls and women out there who wants to create like an empire for themselves, or like to be an entrepreneur, or to own her own career, things like that. And motivational podcasts like the Rise podcast by Rachel Hollis. That's one of the best podcasts for inspiration. I do sometimes listen to some other ones, and depending on my mood and what's on and what's new at the moment, I listen to a variety of different ones. And I do constantly go out to find new podcasts, and I use Apple Podcasts to listen to my podcasts. Sometimes I use Spotify, and on Spotify I do listen to like Girl Boss Radio by SOPHIA and AMORUSO, the founder of Nasty Gal and Girl Boss, the writer of Girl Boss. So I don't know, if I can do a whole episode, blog post, a lot of content on like the podcasts that I love to listen to. Podcast has actually really improved my life, improved the way I spend my time, improved the way I think about things. It has really framed the way I think about the world, about life, about being a woman, many things. Like, it's just very nice. That's all I can say. Maybe I'll do like a separate video all about podcasts, maybe. Definitely a blog post though. There's gonna be quite a chunky blog post to write about as well. Adding a little bit more lipstick as a blush shade. I guess the key to looking fresh is to really have really pink rosy cheeks and a rosy lip color. Usually if it matches, it looks a lot more believable and nicer. I look a little bit more put together than usual because of my liner. I also have like quite a bit of a full coverage look going on, but I guess I really wanted to cover my pimples. You can always go for like a nice light tinted moisturizer, BB cream, CC cream, or even skip foundation if you can. Anyways, I think I'm done with my makeup, and I chatted a lot, like a lot. Alrighty, so this is my makeup done. I think I look quite fresh and nice. My hair is questionable at best. Actually, I think my roots is making everything look really questionable. I need to fix my roots so bad. Oh god. Anyways, gonna tie. What I like to do is to take like a really fat scrunchie like this and sort of tie my bangs up into something like this, and then it kind of gives my hair a little bit more height, and it sort of masks that ugly root situation. I mean, you can still see that there's a root situation going on, but it won't be as stark as when it's like a center parting sort of situation. It's more of like a, I don't even know if it's legit, but I feel like with the hair going up like this, even though there's a root situation, it kind of gives more height to the face. I feel so fresh right now. There's a lot of influencers online that's been like saying like, get ready at home, even though you're not going anywhere, just get ready, you feel so much better. And I really do believe in that. I think I do oscillate not oscillate, I just kind of go in between both states. So either way, I want to feel like I'm doing something good to myself. So it's either me getting ready, looking pretty even though I'm not going anywhere, just to sit at my desk and edit, or I like to be really cleaned up, like with fresh blow-dried hair, with a mask on my face, in very very comfy clothing. I think both of them makes me feel a lot better. But if I just feel really and dirty and unpresentable, I really do feel really really bad. So either go all in with self-care, or go full out like you're going out but you're not actually going out, and you just feel a lot better, I feel. Okay, so here is my makeup done. This is the end of my get ready with me. I'm probably going to see if I can wear this face out later in the evening, if it holds. I'm not sure if it's gonna last that long. Hopefully it does. I don't really have a lot of trust in my foundation of choice today. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed watching me or listening to me chit chat as I get ready, talking about anything that crosses my mind really. Anyways, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you did, I really feel a lot better after chit-chatting with y'all and making myself look a lot better. I really hope you enjoyed it as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to my channel down below. And And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do a lot of makeup related content there as well. If you want me to branch out, please let me know. I'm looking to branch out, so do let me know. My handle is SharminCCW, which is right here. You can go. It's also going to be linked down below, so it'll be easy for you to link yourself all the way over there. But anyways, with that, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you in my next video.